this report's been going on for a couple weeks now, and we have not reported it yet. Russell Ops talks about this. WWE are reportedly prioritizing signing a bigger free agent in play right now over Jay White, a name that's been speculated for quite some time now. Who are they thinking? If it's not Jay White, who's a hot free agent, then who? Who could be that major free agent that WWE is eyeing?
I don't even know, man. I can't even think of any names. I don't even know who the free agents are out there.
Well,
but the one name has been coming up in the last couple of days, right?
The last few hours, if anything, Fight TV kind of released the details about Kenny Omega's contract. Excuse me. Looks like it's TikTok time is up.
Also, I read today that Tony Khan could add on the time he missed due to injury.
He could do that, right?
So
he could do that, but how much time is that going to be? I mean, WWE could wait out. I mean, if you're talking about Kenny Omega here, right? And regardless how you feel about Kenny Omega, we all can unanimously say that is a hot ticket. That is a big time free agent. WWE, yeah, go on.
Not like Kenny Omega? You said regardless how you feel about him. There are the people who do not like him.
I think there are people that think like Jim Cornette still, and that do not like Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega, like, listen, yeah, the love him or hate him. That's how I feel like. I feel like there's really no in between about Kenny Omega. He's a phenomenal talent. He brings a lot to the industry. There's the age factor, though. He is 39 years old, right? What's
wrong with that?
As a professional athlete, it's not like they're going to sign him to a 10-year deal. Let's face the facts. But he can still go, clearly. And his charisma, his body work, his promo skills, his psychology, he's a hot ticket. So I think WWE, even if AEW does add on that time that was missed, I think WWE would be wise to wait that out. If anything, if they're waiting to hit that big home run signing, Kenny Omega would be it for sure. But I don't necessarily know, man. Like, I think one name that no one else is talking about, she brought it up today that she's a free agent, Mercedes Moné.
Good one. Is she bigger than Jay White?
I think, depending who you ask.
Let's
talk about this. All right, let's be real. Let's be completely real here. We don't follow New Japan Wrestling. We only know Jay White, Switchblade, from like his stints in AEW, stints in Impact, from social media. That's how me and you know him. Am I fair saying that on your end?
Correct, absolutely. He's a leader of the Bullet Club when he debuted in Impact. Yeah, like, who's this guy? All right.
Well, I always knew him as that, but again, only through the socials. Like, I'm not a follower of New Japan. I'm sure there are people going to crucify me for that. That's your right. So be it. Cool. But then you ask those same people that are going to crucify us for not following New Japan. They say Jay White is a huge name, a massive name, bigger than Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné, whatever you want to call her right now. I don't think they would say he's bigger than Kenny Omega, though. I think people would blow back on that one. I think Kenny Omega is probably the biggest name out of all of those. I think
absolutely
every facet of wrestling fans can agree to that. But I don't depending who you ask, Mercedes Moné could be a bigger name. I think Mercedes Moné, personally, you're asking me personally, I think Mercedes Moné is a bigger name than Jay White. But I'm biased.
I agree. I agree because I'm biased too. I know her. I don't know much about him except his Impact stuff and AEW stuff. Shadow Wrestling is celebrating our 7th birthday. So when we started out, it was just a WWE show. Me and Green Man, all WWE nonstop. That was it. That's all we talked about. That's all we watched. But as the years went on, we evolved and got into independent wrestling, which led us into Impact, which led us into AEW and other promotions, right? I've been saying for the last 7 years, since season 1 till today, you aren't a name in this business until you step inside a WWE ring. Right? I think Kenny Omega will cement his legacy if he joins WWE. Now, with Cody Rhodes, they're going to do the same They have to follow the same blueprint they did with Cody Rhodes with Kenny Omega. I think if they do that, Kenny Omega will be a superstar, even bigger than he is now. The only downside I see is his relationship, his role with New Japan. Will WWE let him do that? No. Unless the new regime has an open door policy, like maybe Sasha Banks or Mercedes will do it as well. If they were going that route with Daniel Bryan, they were willing
we
to
saw
work with New
we
Japan.
saw that with Shinsuke Nakamura, though. We did see that.
Even better, yeah. So their relationship is there. They were starting to do with Daniel Bryan, then he switched to AEW. So I think that's going to weigh in the factor too on Kenny Omega's decision. Does he want to stay here in the States? Maybe go to the WWE, see what he can do, wrestle at WrestleMania, or does he want to stay?
I think every wrestler is lying to themselves if they say they don't want to wrestle at WrestleMania. I think that's a big deal.
Stars in the locker room said the same thing to us.
Right. Now, again, bring back to the point of Kenny Omega's age. He is 39 years old. Like, you know, time is ticking here of how much time he has left to go at such a high level. I think the iron is hot for him to possibly make that move if he wants to do it. It seems like WWE has a lot of interest in making that move happen. I think this is the most interesting move that could happen out of the three of them, the names that we mentioned before, just because of the ripple effect that it would cause, right? So you look at it from the fact that, like, AEW is losing another EVP. This will be a prime opportunity for Tony Khan to get a non-active wrestler in that role for an EVP to replace that spot, if you will, to kind of right the ship of where AEW is going. I think that a lot of the problems that AEW is having, we've talked about this before, is the fact that they have active wrestlers in EVP role. It creates a lot of drama and it creates a lot of animosity in there. And then the other side of that, of Kenny Omega going to WWE, is like, how will he do in WWE? Like, you know, what type of treatment will they give him? Because Cody Rhodes, right, he came from AEW, but he was originally a WWE guy. This would be the first original AEW person that they would sign. What type of treatment will he get with the other free agents that are about to pop up, such as MJF, Jade Cargill, so forth?